and welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Singh. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, has received NATO Secretary General, Special Representative for the Caucasus and Central Asia, Javier Kalamina. Javier Kalamina extended NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg's greetings to the head of state. President Ilham Aliyev thanked for Jens Stoltenberg's greetings and asked Javier Kalamina to extend his greetings to NATO Secretary General. The sides recalled the Azerbaijani president's visit to NATO headquarters at the end of last year and his meetings with the Secretary General, as well as his speech at the meeting of the North Atlantic Council as part of the visit. Azerbaijan's participation in NATO's resolute support mission in Afghanistan was also underlined at the meeting. During the conversation, the sides exchanged views on the process of normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia during the post-conflict period, as well as energy security, regional security issues, and prospects for Azerbaijan-NATO cooperation. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, has attended the ceremony to launch the Zarifa Aliyeva Ro-Pax-type ferryboat built at Baku shipyard on the order of the Azerbaijan Caspian Sea Shipping Closed Joint Stock Company.
Cənab Prezident, yeni inşa edilmiş Zarifa Aliyeva bəri gəmisi istismara hazırdır. Gəmçiliyin idarəçisidir Rövşən Məmmədov. Sağ olun. Hoş geldiniz.
Naming the ship after Zarifa Aliyeva is an expression of our sailors' boundless respect for the memory of the outstanding Azerbaijani scientist and doctor of medical sciences, professor, honored work of science, academician Zarifa Aliyeva. Despite the global downturn in the world economy caused by the pandemic, Azerbaijan continues its economic development and also successfully implements infrastructure projects consistent with its growing role in international transport corridors. It is no coincidence that today our country has become an important hub of the east-west and north-south corridors. The special attention paid by President Ilham Aliyev to the transport sector, including shipping, is also aimed at the full realization of Azerbaijan's potential in this area. The construction of a ferry that meets world standards in Azerbaijan, on the one hand, demonstrates the power and economic independence of our state. On the other hand, it indicates that our country is successfully moving forward in a new stage of economic development based on great industrial potential and high technologies. The design of the ferry is identical to Azerbaijan ferry of the Ro-Pax type put into operation at the beginning of last year. The ferry can simultaneously transport 100 passengers, 56 tank wagons or 50 trucks involved in international transportation. According to these indicators, these Ro-Pax type ferries outperform other ferries operated in the Caspian Sea basin.
Cənab Prezident, Zarifa Aliyeva gəm bərəsi istismara hazırdır. Məruz etdiyi gəm kapitanı təmirə istismarıdır. Sağ olun.
The ferry, which is considered a unique project, features a corner about the scientific research of academician Zarifa Aliyeva, her achievements, kind attitude towards people. In a nutshell, everything about her life and work, which was full of self-sacrifice. Here, through photos and videos, information is presented about acting member of the National Academy of Sciences, the first woman laureate of Averbach Prize, Zarifa Aliyeva. After getting acquainted with the ferry, President Ilham Aliyev pressed a button signifying its commissioning. Zarifa Aliyeva ferry vessel, being an important link in the chain of cargo transportation along the Trans-Caspian international transport route, together with other ASCO ferry vessels, will make an important contribution to the realization of the transit potential of our country with its advantageous geographical position. Today, ASCO has a fleet of 13 ferries, 2 Ro-Ro and 1 Ro-Pax vessels. Currently, ASCO is the only ferry operated in the Caspian Sea, providing transportation of railway wagons by sea and plays the role of a bridge across the Caspian Sea for rail and land cargo. And this opportunity is available to all users of cargo transportation along the Trans-Caspian corridor. Was the commissioning of Baku shipyard in 2013, which has a wide potential and is considered one of the most modern enterprises in the region, dependence on the import of new ships was eliminated in our country. The presence of such a facility in Azerbaijan makes it possible to build all types of ships on the basis of unique designs and new concepts, taking into account the specifics of the Caspian Sea and the technical capabilities of the existing port infrastructure in this basin. These include vessels of the ROPAT type. The plant is currently building 2 more tankers for the ESCO fleet.
South Caucasus Development and Cooperation International Forum, organized by the Center for Analysis of International Affairs and ADA University, took place in Shusha. The main objective of the event is to assess opportunities for development of the ongoing of the communication and between countries of the South Caucasus in the post-conflict period, discuss the global agenda for the progress of the region. Initially, participants of the International Forum arrived by plane in Fuzuli International Airport, known as the Air Gateway of Karabakh. After familiarizing themselves with the airport, they observed the mine-clearing processes carried out in Fuzuli district. Then the guests went to Shusha along the Victory Road. The forum is attended by experts from about 50 foreign think tanks, research scientists and media representatives from more than 20 countries. The main goal of the forum is to analyze the opportunities for developing ties and opening communications between the countries of the South Caucasus in the post-conflict period, discussing the peace agenda being formed by Azerbaijan to normalize relations with Armenia as a basis for progress, security and prosperity in the region. Assistant to the President, head of the Foreign Policy Department of the Presidential Administration, Hikmet Hajiyev, stated that Azerbaijan proposed an integrated model of the South Caucasus. At present, the region is very segregated. This is why it's necessary to form more connections, more contacts between people. Hikmet Hajiyev also said that the main message of Azerbaijan to Armenia is recognition of the territorial integrity and sovereignty. Emphasizing the need to resolve the border delimitation and demarcation issue between the two countries, Assistant to the President noted that another important point of negotiations is the opening of communications. Quote, "The middle corridor is especially important in the new realities. Can Armenia be a part of it? Of course, it is possible, but we cannot wait for Armenia's decision. So Azerbaijan has held talks with Iran and agreed on the possibility of establishing a parallel transport route. Azerbaijan also proposes to develop a regional 3+3 format." End of quote. Panel discussions on issues of construction and restoration in Shusha, on the topic Shusha, a path to revival, as well as dedicated to the post-conflict period on the topic cooperation, opportunities and challenges, continued within the framework of the forum. Participants will spend the following day holding discussions on the topic landmine threat and issues in connection with the return of IDPs at the ADA University. Swedish photographer and director Mikael Silkberg is planning to shoot a documentary about cultural and historical heritage of Shusha. He stated his remarks during South Caucasus Development and Cooperation International Forum in Shusha.
The purpose of my visit to Shusha is to explain to the Europeans, along with the Turkic world, why this place is one of the most important cultural capitals. In the documentary, I will try to convey my thoughts to people who have no idea about this culture. The subject of the movie is the Kara flower, the symbol of this place. My goal is to present the film at a festival in Turkey in August. As a photographer, I will try to feel the spirit of Vakif, Bulbul, Natavan and understand culture. Then we will go to Baku, we will get interviews to learn about those personalities. This is the plan for now.
The next public discussion was organized with the support of the Ministry of Digital Development and Transport and the Small and Medium Business Development Agency, with organization of the Public Council under the SMBDA. During the discussions, the needs of entrepreneurs and the challenges they faced were studied. In addition, information was provided on the digitalization policy implemented in our country, the role of digitalization in the formation of a favorable business environment, the development of digital entrepreneurship, support for SMBDA subjects in this area.
Digital transformation should mirror the challenges, difficulties and economic growth of the country this year, and any investment in digital transformation must then add value to the country. The creation of this added value should serve long-term goals, not short-term ones.
That was all for today. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.